Alright, we're 2-0. This is round 3 of the last week of the season. I've already gone and I dropped 2. One of them was a sack to Annihilus, which I guess it doesn't matter anymore with the room rules changing soon, but I'm debating if I should have tried something different. And then I dropped one more that was actually a bit of a surprise, but two things went wrong, unfortunately, that caused that loss, which kind of sucks because I think I had a pretty good chance of winning this even with one sack. I mean, you never know. Maybe I'll still win, but with 2 drops, I feel like that's going to be kind of hard to beat. So anyway, let's get into it, and I'll splice in at the end what the end result was. Okay, so stage 1, a bit of an interesting one. I'm guessing, well, I'm guessing this will mess up the normal counters if you're not careful, because Shuri will autopilot to the controller with the most speed stat, which is usually Jeff, or if for some reason you don't bring Jeff, that would be Professor X, or if you bring Fantastic Four, that would be Franklin. So she can do some fun stuff, and then Breaker is 129, so he could do some bad ability blocks if Magneto goes first and then removes your taunt, but this is why I like having Daring Warriors on offense these days. They can just kill whatever is in this room because they don't really care about any of that stuff. They can't be ability blocked, they can't be slowed. The only thing that you need to be worried about is just raw damage before Eclipse gets to go, and I'm definitely glad I brought Mummy in as usual because you'll see there's still a lot of damage happening to my team. Kind of a surprising amount in one instance. So anyway, Black Panther goes first. She autopilots to... Oh, is he a controller? I guess Thrasher's a controller? I can't see from here. But yeah, he's the only controller, so she autopilots onto him, but no slow, so who cares? Then Magneto goes, which means Breaker is free to ability block anyone. So he hits here. You're going to see how low my Daredevil gets. Luckily they block that, but still, if this guy had more diamonds, this guy probably doesn't survive. So this could be an interesting one. Like if Shuri was something else fast and this coin flip happened this way and it was a character that did actual damage, because she doesn't really do any damage, this could have still gotten kind of spicy. So I'm squinting a little bit at this. But anyway, in this case, it doesn't matter. Eclipse will now rebalance my team. Mummy will just keep healing himself, so he'll just stay topped up. Night Thrasher gets to do this. Unfortunately, I didn't get a vulnerable on a Mega Red, and I usually do, because he will survive one extra turn than expected. But everyone else kind of just evaporates with Daredevil's ultimate. And then usually this is where he dies. But he did not, barely survived, but he's also blinded and ability block for 2 turns, so he just does nothing. He's just sapping away my efficiency a little bit because he keeps chipping away at my damage. But then Mummy kills him here anyway, so the fight is over. Now, Dark Phoenix Special will also miss, won't revive anyone. So all I do here is I do the ultimate because it'll heal my team up, and then I pause just to maximize the efficiency. So that goes out, my team heals up a little bit, and that's it. So this attack, I had a different plan first, but you'll see in stage 3 my sack went way better than expected, so I had some leftover pieces that I didn't think I would have. So I kind of sort of overkilled this. I killed it too fast, so I couldn't get around to Odin's second turn to heal these 2 up, unfortunately. So some RNG with targeting, but not the end of the world, I guess. Lost like 3-ish points, so not a huge deal, but if I lose to efficiency, by 3 points, I'll be kind of upset. But anyway, because yeah, like these 3 characters can heal themselves up after a certain point, so you want them to take all the hits. So these 2 getting hit is just permanent damage, unfortunately. So Havoc goes into her, at least she's guaranteed to survive. Then I do an Odin basic here because no assist. I don't want to heal them up here, and I just want to get off the taunt anyway. So basic will clear that stuff off. That slow is also a little unfortunate. Then Null, I was debating if I wanted to do the ultimate here, but the ultimate would overwrite the battlefield effects, so I did not do that. It can get counterattacked, but whatever. And then, I mean, at this point, they're kind of almost dead. Emma special kills Howard, so he's out of the way. So speed bar's on the table and assists. Now Old Man Logan stuns Lalandra so that she doesn't get to go. She also just dies without even summoning Gladiator from the assists. Unfortunately, he revived, so this sapped away some efficiency too. Nova gets to do his ultimate, which this is the damage you really want to recover by getting to Odin's second turn, but that didn't happen. So I intentionally didn't stun Groot here so that he's going to heal them up in a sec, so the fight will last a little longer, but then I'd get to the Odin special. Unfortunately, that is not what happens though, because he does this, and then Odin just kills him anyway, so it's fine. I guess it saved a few turns, but lost a little bit in health. So, stage 3, I don't know why people like putting Daring Warriors and Nihilus in here, because it makes it one-shottable, and this is where I'm debating if I should have just done something like full Winter Guard, just all new stats that can take a beating and then maybe do something. Like if a Darkstar had vulnerables here, maybe she would have one-shot this. So kind of irrelevant at this point since this room is going away literally tomorrow. But yeah, I was not expecting this because I was just doing a normal generic sack here to strip away their energy and so they don't have specials, but and just chip away at any sort of permanent damage you can do for the next for the follow-up. So we do this, then Annihilus does a basic on Beast and murders him, but you can see now I'm starting to get peppered with vulnerables. So Eclipse does a basic. The Devourer does a basic, sure, why not? And then kills Polaris. Now this is the fun part. She's got 3 vulnerables, and in my mind I'm just like, yeah, sure, I'll just do some damage here. That was definitely damage. So this immediately made me regret bringing Immortal X-Men, because I think Winter Guard could have potentially just destroyed them if Darkstar had survived. Which, may not have happened, so it's a lot of what if. But yeah, I mean, at this point, they've also got vulnerables, so they just kill everyone, and that's the sack. And with a bunch of members dead, it made my cleanup a lot cheaper than I expected. That's why I was able to just throw so much in here. It's because I was planning on using, for example, Null in the other room, and I had a whole other cleanup team here that I ended up not needing because it's only 3 members, so Eclipse doesn't really do anything, and this was just, Storm to... This was basically, all my characters get to go before them, and Storm is here just in case somehow someone is going to survive, they'll be controlled. Which, Storm was there to stun Eclipse, because I was pretty sure I would immediately kill Annihilus with Executioner, or even Songbird, and then so it was kill, control, kill. So I actually did the Songbird special here because I can rewind them, plus it is more damage, so that's fine. And then I stun Eclipse just in case, you never know. And then I have an Executioner as a striker, and he just ends the fight because Executioner is insane. So stage 4, it's kind of rare to see a Captain Britain, Blue Marvel that isn't protected by like a Captain Britain or an Emma or just another team that stops speed bar and speed stats. So this was a fairly just traditional, get him to 5 stacks and blow things up. The only thing that I had to finesse, because I could have messed this up, was I had to make Kahori a healer and Thunderstrike a skirmisher to make sure that he would get the darkness to then get the extra auto attack on his turn, because their damage stats are in weird states because some of them are geared to 20.5, and also the new boost system messes with the damage values, and they're all kind of close to each other. So that was the only thing I really had to mess with here. Otherwise, this is just a pretty standard comp 5 turns. You see 1 Kahori basic, 2 Kahori basic, and Blue Marvel's my biggest concern. So I am just hitting into him because I'm not putting any debuffs out. I just want him to be low health. Then Santa Supreme does this. And then Blastar takes his turn, and everyone just dies. Ta-da! Stage 5. I'm not going to show this. It's exactly what you would expect. In round 1, Executioner did not get touched by Yo-Yo, so he barely survived, and then did take away some of my efficiency. But in this case, he got he got hit by Yo-Yo, so he was a very easy kill. So, you know, Yo-Yo goes, Damon goes, and then they blow up. So, gonna go straight into room 6. Now, here's where I made one huge mistake and then one silly mistake. So the huge mistake is when I flipped around my cleanup plan here, I originally had Sentry in here as part of cleanup because I assumed they're all alive. I don't want her ultimate to kill me. So I had Sentry here. But then when I shuffled things around to move things into a slightly cheaper cleanup here and then a better cleanup here, I completely left Sentry on the bench, which is insane. Usually I avoid that because I literally have an Excel sheet that tracks what I'm using in what room, and then I can see what pieces I have left over. But today I was in a bit of a hurry, so I neglected to do a sanity check before getting into this room, or even before even starting my attacks. So I could have very easily just blown this up with a Sentry comp, but I didn't. And then the other mistake that I made here was this guy. Every time I see a 5-diamond Shaw, I just underestimate them. So my debate was, do I want Sable? Do I want Victoria? I was like, I don't think I need Victoria. There's not a lot of damage coming out here because, you know, these are not crazy tunes other than Shaw. Now, obviously, you can already tell that went poorly. I also got unlucky with that quirky coin flip that I mentioned the other day because of Emma, where, let's see, can we do this now? Oh, I can't pull up the stats thing yet. Basically, because of Emma, even though Swordmaster's 120 and Moon Girl's 119, Emma takes them both to like 107 or 117 and then 117.1. Or sorry, 118 and then 117.1. The game rounds up Moon Girl to 118 as well, so it ends up being a coin flip between Moon Girl and Swordmaster, and you don't want that because you want Swordmaster to go first and then Moon Girl. But Moon Girl won the flip again, and that sealed the deal because I would have one-shot this otherwise. So 2 blunders in one room, but you know, it happens. People rush, people make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, so you know, I suspect this is what's going to cost me the round. But you know, you never know. Maybe there's going to be some mistakes on the other side. But anyway, 35 turns, so I should just start going. So as usual, Sable goes here. So because of Emma and Hyperion, they end up taking their turns first because they get equal speed bar, but my speed stats are lower. So I had him as a healer. I didn't think he would die. Hindsight, probably a fortifier, you know, or bring sentry. But because of the ISO hit as well, like I get obliterated here. Like my Daredevil is suffering. And then this one doesn't matter too much. There's no damage coming out here, but Hyperion is forced to target my Daredevil. And then with the ISO hit, he just falls over. So maybe Fortifier would have been the play there. Definitely Victoria, because she would have kept him healthy. Like, Sable was kind of greedy of me, and obviously in hindsight, but I didn't think I would die that fast. Victoria would have ensured that nobody dies, even if something goes wrong. So, you know, lesson learned. Again, this room is going away, so it's kind of irrelevant after today, but whatever. So at this point, like here's the other thing. Like, if Swordmaster had gone first, she would have been able to flip all of this stuff, and I think I would have been fine because I still almost won. But unfortunately, bad coin flip with Emma here, so she goes. I still did the ultimate. Maybe I should have held it, to be honest, at this point, but you know, in the moment, it's hard to kind of make the right choice sometimes. Swordmaster goes, does a special. You know, unfortunately out of order, because imagine if Moon Girl was doing her ultimate here now, she would have just destroyed everyone. I'm pretty sure these 3 would have been dead. His buffs would have been flipped. It would have been over at that point. But you know, RNG is RNG. It happens. And let's see. Yeah, this Shaw basically just does a lot of work, and his stun from his basics actually do a ton of work, and I get unlucky with that targeting as well. This was just really bad RNG across the board. So Lady Bullseye at this point kills Hyperion. He's gone. So I'm trying to 3-man this team. So Hyperion goes. You know, nobody's dead on the other side, and they just healed up to full. So not looking great for me. Now, Moon Girl's special is also pretty good. So it does this to them, you know, good amount of damage. This is really bad. Like basic into Swordmaster, I need him to do something here, and he's not gonna do shit because he's stunned right now. So in a perfect world, probably if he had hit Moon Girl, I was fine. Probably also her as well, but she gets to do some stuff. Iron Fist just doing his thing. Like, they're running on fumes as well, luckily, at this point, but that's still quite a lot of damage. Okay, so Sable special is pretty good because it flips a bunch of stuff, so they start dropping slowly. Here, this one is fine because I have a Death Roof, but I also haven't hit him yet, so I'm intentionally trying to avoid him as much as I can. Oh, and there's one other thing that happens in a sec that's also unlucky. Like this, the more I think about this fight, the more annoyed I am that it didn't go. It wasn't a one-shot because it could have been multiple times. Hyperion special, sure. I've got Death Roof, so I'm okay. So here, if Swordmaster Ultimate kills him, these two are stunned. Does he die? Yes, but he died to the Raider procs, so no stuns for these two. Again, I'm trying to avoid Shaw, basically. He's dead. Obviously, I can't avoid Shaw anymore, but he's also come back to a special. So now it's a 2v1. You know, even with death proofs, this is hairy. He's 5 diamond with a bunch of barrier. And I keep giving him charges, basically. So he's just going to keep stunning my characters over and over again. So, boop. Let's see, 4 more actions. I'm just gonna play through them, but you can figure out what happens here. If he hadn't stunned her here, which is impossible, I wonder if one more basic would have ended it. Probably not, because he's pretty healthy though. So unfortunate. Yeah, honestly, I mean, this just needed to be a sentry comp. There was no reason for me to run this, but when rushing, you don't always make the best decisions. Otherwise, the cleanup here for room 6, nothing special. I mean, it's just a Shaw, so I just bring in Insidious 6 and blow him up. So that was this round. I'm really beating myself up over missing the fact that I had Sentry spare. So if I lose because of that, I mean, I only have myself to blame. It's just unfortunate because this could have been another 3-0, but we'll also take a 2-1 to end the season without a Nihilus. It's not too bad. So let's see, where are we right now? So yeah, number 3, which considering I don't have a Nihilus is, I'd say, pretty good. And I also had a 0-3 earlier in the season, but I think otherwise everything else has been a 2-1 or a 3-0. So that's cool. Also, I assume there's going to be a U32, so that's more time to maybe get a Nihilus before the next season starts, but I don't know if that's on the table. I'm on node 2 of Global right now. That's actually going a little faster than I expected, and I'm not too far off of the next section, which is Legendary, or what is it, Villain Epic, so I don't know that, let's say, all of next week, 2 weeks, maybe I'll have Baby Annihilus by then, and with him being small, I might keep him on offense, but we'll see though, because Exalted X-Men are also coming online soon, so they're going to shake up the meta as well, especially with Storm Diamonds next Friday. That's going to do some interesting things. I'm pretty sure DNA is going to jump ahead of me as well, but yeah, I think if I go 2-1, I will lose 2 to 3 points, so I'll end up either 4 and 5 most likely. But anyway, enough blathering. I'll record an outro once I know if I've won or lost, and then I'll wrap up the week and the season with that. So see you in a sec. Alright, it looks like we managed to get the win, so that's a 3-0 for the last week of the season. I'll splice in what my final rank was, and then we'll close out the video. Alright, let's see how it went. Cool, so +5, so +16 for the 3-0 this week, so basically it took 2 weeks of going 3-0 to undo 1 week of 0-3, which is a little unfortunate, but it's all relative to what people around you did. So, yep, okay, so 3rd/4th because it's a tie with DNA, but honestly, for not having a Nihilus, I'm pretty happy with this. So we'll see if there's a U32 or not between this season and next. I might also do a quick season 22 room review type thing. I'll see how I feel when I see what the rooms look like, but otherwise, see you next time.